Hello friends, and you are highly welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. Adinuba, and in today's tutorial we are going to build this beautiful dashboard together using React.js. All you need to get started with this project is a little knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner, in as far as you have little knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you will be able to follow along in this project because it is beginner friendly. All right, so we're going to be learning how to create all this beautiful UI using React.js. As you can see, this project has most of the components that modern dashboard should have. And we are going to be learning the best approach to build these components. If you are a beginner, this is a must project for you. You have to build this project in order to master how React really works in terms of building modern applications. As you can see, we are going to be building this with charts, and we'll be able to track the data in the chart by hovering over it, and the data will all appear on a tooltip. So we're going to be learning how to do all of this in this tutorial. Also, we are going to be learning how to create the light and dark theme. Professional way to create light and dark theme. All right. Also, we are going to be learning how to create light and dark theme without color flashing. All right. Okay, let me try and explain to you what color flashing means. For example, if you are implementing light and dark theme, and let's say you switch to the dark theme, and when you refresh on the dark theme, you will see white color. The UI will have a white color before showing the dark theme. But in this case, as you can see right now, when I refresh on dark theme, instead of it showing white color before showing the dark theme, it's just went straight and refresh with the dark theme. So by that way, we prevented color flashing. Also, we're going to be learning how to dictate the system theme. As you can see, when we change the browser themes, the application theme also will change to use the browser theme. All right, and we can also switch it manually on our application by using the toggle button on the top. All right, so we're going to be learning how to do all of this. Also, we're going to be making the application to be responsive. As you can see, it is very, very responsive right here. So the application is very, very responsive. And we are going to be learning how to do all of this. All right, before we go into the coding part, please guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, why not subscribe now? Subscribe to the channel. Encourage me by subscribing to this channel. This channel will get to 1,000 subscribers in few hours if you that is listening to me right now will just click on that subscribe button, and also remember to like the video so that YouTube will recommend the video to more people who are ready to learn. Thank you so much as you do so. Please subscribe to the channel. Just click on that subscribe button, and that is the way you will say thank you to me for bringing this project here online. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And without wasting much time, we are going to begin writing the code for the project. And remember, we take it step by step. Please drop a comment on the comment section. Tell me the next project you want me to build so that we can do that together. Thank you. And let's go. Let's start by creating a root folder for our project. So I'm going to create a folder called Sales Management Dashboard. And let's create and open it as a root folder. So now let's open a new terminal and let's use npm create vite at latest so that it will create a vite application using the latest version of Vite. And let's use the arrow button and navigate to React and navigate to JavaScript. And you see it has created application for us. Now let's use npm install to install the dependencies we need, the application needs. All right. So now that the dependencies has been installed, let's use npm run diff to start the application. Now let's copy this link and let's paste it on the browser. And here is the current state of our application. We have a starter code for this project. So I'm going to be leaving the link on the description box, the link to this starter code. So this hosts the images we're going to be making use of and the data we're going to be making use of. So this is just a setup for our project so that we'll not be wasting much time trying to set them up. So I don't want the video to be long. That's why we have this. So in our source.js, let's create source.js file here in our src folder here. And now let's copy this source.js here and let's paste it in our project. So these are the data for the sidebar, user menus, orders, trending products. So we have those data here right now. Now we have charts.js. So this file contains the setup for all our charts. So let's create chart.js within src folder and let's paste the one we got from GitHub. So we have sales chart, sales loss chart, we have orders chart, we have new customers chart, and revenue. All right. So we have the data right. Now, next is our index.css. Let's copy this. So this index.css basically contains the CSS variables we're going to be making use of. So let's delete the code here and we paste the CSS variables. As you can see, it's just CSS variables we're going to be making use of in this application. So we have variables for the dark theme and there is that. So we're going to delete everything in app.css and let's delete this React SVG and let's create images folder. So here we have our images in the starter code. So you can clone or download the starter code in order to gain access to the images. But I have the images locally here. So I'll just drag it and drop it in my images folder within the asset folder. All right. So here are the images we're going to be making use of. And inside the index.js, we exported all the images here so that it will be easily imported. So to gain access to the images, you can either download the zip file or you clone it using git clone command, as if you have git installed in your computer. Now we're going to copy everything within our package.json here and let's paste it. We'll delete the one we have currently in our application. Let's copy this one and we paste it. All right. So here we have Apex chart, Chroma.js, React Apex chart, React clickable listeners. So we are going to install all of these dependencies. Let's use npm install, but we need to open a new terminal before using npm install. So we install all of this and uh, we still have some errors here. So we don't have anything, we just have variables here. So, okay, now let's go to app.js and let's delete everything there. But here, let's open app.js here first. So we'll copy this one and we're going to delete everything here and we'll paste this. Now let's take a look at how it looks like on the browser. So you see, it just outputted hello world. Now let's search for Google font and let's click on the first one. So let's search for Sora. This is it here. So let's click on remove font and let's click on get font, get embed code. So let's click on at import since we want to use it in CSS file. Let's click on get copy and let's open our index.css. So let's paste it at the top here and remove the style tag since we cannot use HTML tag within CSS file. All right. So we have just grabbed a link to Sora font. Now let's start writing our general styling within here. So any CSS code we write here is visible to the whole part of the application. All right, that's one of the benefits of React.js. All right, so when okay, so we are going to we're writing this style right now. The style we're writing in this universal selector applies to all the elements that we're going to be creating because this is the universal selector. All right, so the scroll wheel in and let's select HTML and body. And let's say the minimum height is 100 VH, that's 100 viewport height. VH stands for viewport height. So the font family is Sora, and if Sora is not available, you should use sans serif. That's what you just mean. Our scroll behavior should be smooth, and our scroll behavior content, let's use background color background primary. This color background primary is a variable we declare at the top. All right. So overflow y auto and max weight should be 2000 pixel and margin auto. And next, let's style our anchor tag. Text decoration should be known. By default, anchor tag has underline. So we don't want that underline on our anchor tag. That's why we're using text decoration none. So our H, all the headings should have a font weight of 500. And H1, let's style them one after the other. Line height, let's say 26 pixel. Now H2, font size, let's say 17 pixel. And the font or line height should be 24. Now H3, let's say font size 16 pixel, font line height, let's say 25 pixel, and font weight, let's say 400, and H4. So all this style we're writing right now, here will be applied to all the elements in our page. All right, and the classes we're going to be creating here, we can use it anywhere we want to use it in any component we want to use it, and it will be applied to it. So this helps us save time and also save us from writing a lot of code. All right, we can just create a class here and we use it in multiple components. All right, so minimum height 100% and input height should be 40 pixel, overflow should be hidden, and background should be transparent. Pattern, all right, let's give it a color text. Next, text muted. So anywhere we use this class name text muted, the color will be color muted. All right, color muted is a CSS variable we declare at the top. So it's there, and also color primary we declared it at the top. Now clamp. Now any text, any box that we don't want the text within it to span more than 2 lines, we're going to use clamp class on it. All right. So if it is just 1 line, it will what's it called? The remaining part will just be represented with three dots, right? So you're going to see this in action when we go to the section where we're going to be outputting the trending products. All right, test gradient. Okay, so just follow along and just do the same thing you see me doing here on the screen. And also you can decide to, play with the codes to see the, to see the different outcomes of it. And that is that's a good way of learning, right? Okay, text. And then next, say overview. So this overview, uh, if you paid attention very well while I was demoing this project, you will see that on the notification icon by the right top side, when I hover over it, you will see that it will get filled with some kind of a box that's, that transition and fill the box. So we're going to be implementing that using this hover fill that we're creating right now. But when we get there, you will see it in action. All right. So z index minus one and border radius. Let's use inherit and make it important so that whatever be the border radius of the parent should be the border radius of this hover field. All right. Okay. So 500 mesh is linear. Now let's create the animation. Field box and 0 at 0%. The width should be 0% and height should be 0% also. Now at 100%, we'll change the width to be 100% and height should be also 100%. All right. Now hover field with hover, we'll give it a color white since it has a background of gradient 1 and we give it width 2.5. Let's just copy this, duplicate, and change the what's it called, the property names. So the reason why we are making use of this minimum and maximum is so that it will always maintain the same width and height. Uh, at times, if you place uh, an element that you just give a width and height within a box that is display flex, at times it will not have that, it will shrink, it will not have the height and the width that gave it, you originally gave it to. But with this maximum width and minimum width and all this, with this, it will be able to maintain the width and height you gave it. All right. So the profile, 2rem, height, 2rem, and also we use the min and max to make sure it maintains the width and height we give to it. All right. Okay. Overflow hidden. Border is that's reduce 5 and transition use transition. Hover, we give it opacity of 0.5. Let's copy this and we change the class name to dot and let's change the value to 0.5 rem. Okay, overflow hidden and border radius should be radius 5 and background is color sources. Now count. So we're just writing this now so that later on we won't be writing it again. All right. Okay. We'll display it as flex. I'll align the item to center and justify the content to center. right? Border radius 5. Font size should be 10 pixel and color should be color white since it already have gradient 1 as background. Now the buttons radius 2 is fine. Font size 14 pixel and cursor should be pointer so that when a cursor is placed on it, it will turn to hand. It will be, the indicator will be hand, someone's hand about to point to the button, right? Um, BTM primary, so it will have the primary background. Guys, please, if you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Click on that subscribe button. If you are really enjoying this tutorial, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And as you do that, man, God bless you. All right. So let's see 1 pixel, 2 pixel, right? And color. Let's color primary. And we are done with this index.css file. Wow, so you see it's connected to our main.js file. So look at how it looks like. It doesn't look like something happened, but as time goes on, you will see it. So let's create a component folder. Components. So here we're going to create components. So let's create the first component called dashboard wrapper. Let's create the index.js and dashboard wrapper.css. Now let's enter the index.js and let's generate the components. So we're going to be passing the children to this component. And let's change this section. Let's give it a class name of dashboard content wrapper, and let's say main and nav. All right. So section. Let's say content, and let's put the children here. Let's say content class name. We are going to add it here. So we're passing the class name wherever we use this dashboard wrapper content class name. Okay, so let's import our dashboard wrapper here, and let's copy and place it here, close it here, and you see this is how it looks like, right? uh, let's write code for our nav user. So image, let's import profile image, profile one. We're going to import it from our asset folder, which is the images. You see where the image was exported is here. See, now let's remove this and add our profile one. Next, let's say details. Let's say name, any, and small. Let's say just noted business. Next, we are going to create buttons container here. You see, our user container and buttons container are direct children of nav. All right. Uh, so this icon, we are going to import it later. Let's say placeholder search item. And here, let's say icon container dot overview. So we're going to add the notification icon here. So you see it has been imported by default for us. Let's just copy this one and import it together. But as you can see, the notification icon has already been imported. Now let's import this one. Yeah, so it has been imported from the art icon. All right, next, here, let's say menu BTN. So here we're going to add a menu icon here, and it has been imported automatically. All right. So this is how it currently looks like. So let's write some CSS code so that it will look good. So we select our main here, padding left 250 pixel, transition is transition, and our main again, let's go to the nav, display it flex, align the item to center, when we justify to space between, give it gap of 20 pixel, and padding of 8 pixel top and bottom and 20 pixel left and right. Background color, background secondary. Position is sticky so that it will not scroll when it goes to the top, and it's already at the top so it won't scroll. And also we gave a Z index of 90 so that when other things that is scrolling from the bottom comes, it will go under it. Gap 20 pixel. Now let's see the search container. Let's display it flex, align the item to center, and give it a border of gray border. And also let's increase the border width to pixel. Give it a padding, reduce to, and let's say margin left auto, and let's select hover. We change the border color to blue, which is the color primary, and also the icon. Okay, this icon. Okay, let's add this class name to the search icon, and also let's select this and hover. Then the icon, we change the color to color primary. So here the color should be color mated by default. Well, why is this not affecting? There is a problem somewhere. Search container. Yeah, it's correct. Okay. What could be the problem? Mm, okay, everything seems perfect here. We have not imported the dashboard wrapper.css. And look at it. This is how it looks like. All right. So let's change this to primary. Yes. So this is how it looks like. And okay, so the input now, let's it one. So we will not display the menu btn for now until we go to mobile, then we will display it. So for now, it should be as it is. So the user container also will display it as less. We'll align the give the gap of 10 pixel. What could be the problem? It's also not working. Okay, let's check our. Okay, so container, there's a mistake here, right? So it is working perfectly fine right now. So the next thing we're going to do is to create the sidebar component. Let's create the index.gss file and also the sidebar.css file. Now let's generate the components and import our sidebar.css. And let's close the other file and let's import it in our dashboard wrapper. And let's include it before the main tag. So here it will be expecting show prop, the value for show prop and on close. So here let's pass it. We pass show and we pass on close. All right. So now we need to create a state. Let's say const open show sidebar, then set show sidebar, and let's say use state. Let's pass false as we don't want to show it until somebody clicks. All right. So then on close, we're going to say show sidebar, not show sidebar. So if show sidebar is already true, it will turn it to false. Now here, let's begin writing code here. But first of all, let's remove this div and let's use aside and let's give it a class name for sidebar. So we create top and middle. So here at the top, we create a logo container and let's use this icon as our logo. So you see the icon has been imported at the top and let's say icon and let's write actionable as our logo name or as a company name. So let's say icon container cancel btn. So this cancel btn, we're not going to show it except on mobile. That's when we're going to show it. We're going to be using css to hide it, and on mobile we now use css to show it. All right. Now button, uh let's use this fa square pane. It's already imported at the top, and let's write new message. So tabs container. So here we are going to map through our tabs, that is the sidebar. So let's import it from the source file. So this is it. So let's state, so this is our sidebar data. So we will loop through it using map function, JavaScript map, and we use history to output it. We output it everything within history. So let's say tab, then uh, this you can tweak it anyhow you wish to tweak it, but I'm just only targeting the home page, which is the dashboard. That's what I'm just targeting here. I'm activating it to be active so that we can just see how the active style will look like when on the home page. So, but you can tweak it anyhow you wish to tweak it, right? And, here we, if it has a notification count, we are going to output the notification count within count. All right, but if it doesn't have any notification count, we will not output anything. All right. So next, let's say H4. There's just muted recent chat. Now let's create chat container and profile here. image. So let's import the images we're going to be making use of here. So we're going to be making use of profile 6. Also, we're going to be making use of profile 7. So here, let's put our profile 6 and let's create detail, and here is the name, producer, and we have put also some message. So we're also going to have dots. This is status to know. Okay, so let's say start chat here, and let's indicate the end. So we're going to duplicate this first one, and let's make edits on this second one. Let's just edit it. Change this to profile 7, and let's change the name Emmanuel AZ, and let's change the message. All right, so we can now go ahead, but before that, let's create this. Let's add something here. So if show is true, we're going to add what is called a sidebar overlay. But this sidebar overlay will only be active. It will only work when we are on mobile. When the application is running on mobile, that's when it will only work. All right. So if show is true, the sidebar overlay will show. So now let's write some style on our sidebar.css. So color background secondary, position should be fixed, top 0, left 0, and we give it a width of 250 pixel. Height should be 100%, and minimum height should be 100 viewport height. Transition should be transition. One more time, guys, if you have not subscribed, please don't just watch the tutorial without subscribing to the channel. The reason why I'm repeating this subscription of a thing is because it's very important to me, guys. It's really, really important to me. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel for more content, more quality content on web development. What I teach you here is not just anyhow thing. I'm teaching you professional way of creating modern UI, and also a lot of things in web development, more to come. Just subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you uh, like the video, and also comment and share the video. Thank you. But make sure that subscribing is very, very important. All right. So color, say color text, and the logo, the icon now. We just use color primary for our logo icon. No, we're using an icon for the logo. So you can change it if you wish. If you have custom logo you want to make use of, you can change the icon to be whatever you want to make use of. Okay. So the middle, overflow hidden, but overflow Y, we use auto, which means if it overflows on the y-axis, it should scroll. But if it's not overflowing, no what's it called? No scroll bars should appear. That is the benefit of using auto as overflow y. All right, and the value of overflow y. Hope you are understanding what I'm just trying to say. And border bottom, let's use gray border, and let's reduce the border width to 0.5 pixel. We can just go straight and write 0.5 pixel. It's still the same as writing 0.5 pixel. And Align item center, justify content. Let's start. Margin 0.5 rem. Cursor pointer. Transition is transition. And padding 0.5 rem. Position is relative. We are pretty much going far. So when the tab is being hovered on, we're going to change the color to the color text. And when the tab has active, that is one element that has tab as a class and active as a class, you know. So we are going to add a pseudo element to it using before pseudo class. And so we'll for pixel background gradient 2. And we want to say tab here count. Adding left it should be auto so that it will be on the right side, to be at the ending part of the right side. So our charts right now, let's style it. Margin 0.5 rem. Then the dot margin left up to so that it will be at the end of the right side. So and then let's style our sidebar overlay. We position it as fixed. Minimum height should be 100 ph and the height should be 100%. Which will be 100% also background. Let's use RGBA so that it will be dark and at the same time transparent. All right. And left 0. Z index should be 99. Remember the Z index of this sidebar overlay must be lower than the Z index of the sidebar. Okay. The reason for that is we want the sidebar to appear on top of the sidebar overlay. All right. Okay, so here we're making it responsive. We display the cancel button here to be flex. And here let's add show here. So if show is true, then we'll add a class name called show here. Else we'll add nothing. All right. So I think we are done here. Let's take a look. Look at how it looks like. And let's see. Let's switch to responsive mode. You see, it doesn't look good at all. So let's go back and make things right. So where we need to work on is the dashboard wrapper. So first of all, let's select the content, and give it a yes, padding 20 pixel. Now at media, max width 900 pixel. So anything less than 900 pixel, any style we write within this media query will affect it when the width of the screen is less than 900 pixels, less than or equal to 900 pixels. All right, let's say 600 here, and search container will display none. And let's see, can you see that? Wow. So here the menu button is not working yet, so let's make it work. Let's make it work. So what we'll do, we just copy this code here and we'll add on click to the menu built in, and we just paste the code. All right. Now let's click on it and see. You see, when we click it, the sidebar will appear. And when we click on the overlay, the sidebar will disappear. You understand? So this makes a lot of sense. All right. Now let's create the drop down. Let's create user menus component within our dashboard wrapper. Let's create the index.js and the CSS file. Now let's generate the components and let's import our user menus.css. And let's import the user menus in our dashboard wrapper. And we are going to include it immediately after the details within user container. But then we need to be switching it. So let's say show user menus and say show user menus. I will give it a default value of false so that it will not show as the page loads, except we click on when button we click, then it will show. So if show user menus is true, we're going to display user menus. X will display nothing. Now, this user menus, let's go into it. Let's enter the user menus, and we're going to be having a function called onClose. So let's add it here. So what we'll just do here is when onClose executes, we are going to say set show user menu and not show user menu, not show user menus. All right. Also, when we click on the profile, we are going to execute the same thing. All right. So here, let's import user menus from the source. So you see it, we have it here, profile setting and logout. So next, let's import click away listener from React click away listener. So let's wrap everything with our click away listener. And on click away, we will execute on close user menus, and let's map the user menus. Let's put it within in a list with a key index. So the reason why we're using this key is so that React will be able to differentiate those elements within our loop. It's very important to use it. So user menus, use top and left 20 pixel, add in 20 pixel, border reduce 3. Okay. Box shadow. Let's give it a nice box shadow. Bottom 100%. So here we are now creating arrows that we point to our profile picture. So this is how to create the arrow. Transparent, then let's use color primary as a background of the arrow. So you will see this when we load. So we copy, paste, hover, color text. So let's see. Can you see that? Can you see the arrow? So we let's switch to it. It looks good even on mobile. All right. So we are done. Let's close all of this. So let's close this. Close this. And Let's see. So now that all this is functioning fine, let's create another component. Let's call it summaries. And let's create the index.js file and also summaries.css. Let's generate the component and import our summaries.css. So let's import the summaries within our app.js and let's include it here. So let's say hello, this is some summary and let's check it. Can you see it here? So let's give this a class name of summaries and let's create summary. So we're going to be having four different summaries. Let's just create one and we can now duplicate it and make use of it. Just edit for the rest of the summary. All right. So go here. We are going to have the icon container, and let's import the icon. We're going to be making use of back shopping. So you see it has been imported for us automatically and small. Let's say ratio. Let's say 25%. Then let's add an icon, outline, arrow, drop up, no drop up, right? So here we create our details. Let's write sales here, and let's create H1. Okay, so let's create chart container. So let's import charts from React Apex charts. Okay, or let's import the self chart options, and let's add it here. Let's give it a width 100%, height of 60 pixel. Let's give it type of area. So here is the self chart options. To learn more how to work with these options, visit reactapexchart.com to learn more about Apex Chart and its options. So this is what we have currently. Let's import Chroma from Chroma.js. So Chroma helps us to tweak colors. So let's say yes, let's say Chroma, and let's write color primary which is blue with alpha of 0.1 for CSS. So it creates a light primary color for us. Uh, Danger, change the color to danger. So let's give this one a style. So background, light, okay, color, color success, and also let's go to the ratio and give it the same style. So copy, paste. Now let's write some CSS code. When we're done with the CSS code, we can now go and duplicate the summary and edit them. All right. Display grid template column, repeat to one fraction for each. And our summary relative, let's give it 30 days of 2, background or color, background secondary, color release registry, overflow hidden, and the row display flex, line items plus start, which is the default, just before content is space between. So for the first child, that is the first row, margin button should be 25 pixels. Now for the second child, or the last row, I mean to say, uh, display grid template column, 48%, 48%, and icon container, so ratio. Okay, let's add over here so that when we hover over it, the icon container will scale up, the scale will go up, adding 5 pixel, 20 pixel. And it still will display flex, align the items to stretch it. So this is what we're actually styling. So justify contents, let's say center, flex direction, let's say colon. Index, make it responsive. Let's just write a code that will make it responsive. Will make our summaries responsive. So 100% gap should be 15 pixels. So we are done with the summary style, and look at the first one we have created. Look at how it looks like. All right. So let's go back and duplicate. Let's copy this one and let's duplicate. Yeah. So now let's edit this second one. So let's change this to 1.9%. Let's change this one to down. No, down, right? Which has already been imported at the top. So let's change this to save lost. And let's change this to $450. Let's change the color to danger, light danger color, and color danger. Also at the top here, color danger and light danger color. And also the sales charts, we are going to import sales lost. So look at it here. Here is a setup for sales lost. So we're just going to replace sales chart with sales lost, and look at it here. But then the icon, this is not the icon we want to use. So let's change the icon to pie chart line downward. So it has been imported, and look at the icon now, it has been changed. Now we are going to copy again, and we paste it and we'll edit. So let's change this value here to plus 25%. Let's change this one to up. Let's change the color to primary, light primary color and color primary. Let's just copy this and paste it here. And let's change the icon. So you see it, the icon has been changed. And let's say others. And let's write something here. And let's change this setup. We have others charts. So let's change this one to others charts and look at it. See how it looks like. Awesome. Now let's copy again and duplicate. Let's paste. Let's make some changes. So we just change the icon here, and we are going to change this to customers. And let's change the count to 501. And let's change the chat to have new customers chat. And let's paste it here. And we'll not be changing the color, that is all, right? Wow, so that is awesome. So I think we are done with this section. We are done. So let's close it. Now let's create a new component called revenue. Let's create the index.jss file, and also let's create a component and import our revenue.css. And let's add revenue here. So now let's give this a class name. Let's say revenue. And here, let's import charts from React Apex chart. And we have options for revenue. Let's import it from the chart.js. And this is it here. So this is our revenue setup. And let's structure it here. And let's say the type should be area, width 100%, height 100%. Let's see it. So look at how it looks like. So let's write some CSS style for this. Background, let's say primary glow. Radius 3. So this is how it looks like. So what we do now, let's just close this and let's come to app.js. Let's wrap this within the components row. Two of them. So this is row 1. Let's add r-1. And let's come to app.css. Let's write code for it. But before then, let's supply its content class name. Let's say dashboard content container. Yeah. All right. Let's select this and let's select component row and display it grid and grid template column 450 pixel, then auto and gap 20 pixel, margin bottom 40 pixel. And let's take a look at it. Let's refresh. No, what is the problem? Okay, components. So this is how it looks like currently. Wow. This is how it looks like currently. And uh, let's make it let's say responsive. Make it responsive, and we're going to have max width to 1060 pixels. Uh, let's turn this into dashboard content. And this one, yeah, all right. So component rules, view template column should be 100% important. So this is it, right? It's very responsive now. Now let's go ahead and create trending products. And let's create trending product.css. So let's create the component and let's import our trending products.css. And let's import our trending products here. Now we just duplicate this and I'll replace with trending products and use R2 here. Now let's go ahead and create our trending products. So let's give it a class name of trending products. Let's say H1 trending products. And next, let's say products. And here we're going to import our trending products from the source file. So we are going to use map function to loop through our training products and I'll put them one after the other. So key index. So we are going to output the product image here, and then the alternative should be the product name. Now details, the detail. We're going to output the product name first, but we're going to be using clamp so that if the name is too long to stay in one line, uh, clamp we reduce it to be in one line for us. So discount, let's give it discounts. Now let's say style, and let's give it a background. So we're going to use chroma.js to generate random background. So random dot alpha, want it to be very light, and also let's say the color now should be chroma.random. Now let's add the price container here, and let's say list.price. So let's go ahead and style this trending products. We'll give it a background for secondary glow. Secondary glow. So border registry will be fine. And the H1 margin bottom 30 pixel. Gap 20 pixel. Margin 15 pixel top and bottom. Left and right 0 pixel. So let's make changes. We're just making sure that everything has the same height and the same width. Backflow hidden, border radius, and border radius here, radius 3. So you see, this is how it looks like. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we'll create orders. Orders. So let's create the CSS file and let's import it here. And let's import our orders here and include it immediately after training products. So let's give it a class name of orders and let's use H1 customer orders. So we're going to create a table. So for the heading here, we use th profile. Let's add a class name mhide. So this mhide, we're going to be using it to hide some columns in mobile mode, because if you was to say we want to display all the columns in mobile modes, there will not be enough space to contain that. So that's why we're going to be adding hiding some of the columns on the mobile mode. All right, and this mhide class that we are adding right now will be useful in doing that. All right, so let's import orders from the source file and we look through it. So this is our orders here. Here 0 represent cancel, 1 represent deliver, 2 represent processing. That is the status. So we're going to be using that to determine what should we display between cancel, delivered, and processing in the status column. So user container, that is the first 3D. So profile image, we're going to use order dot customer profile. Name order dot customer name. Now the second column, that is the second TD, order dot customer address. That is the customer address. Purchase date dot to local date strength. So here in the status or this dot, we need to write some condition to determine the background of the dot. So let's say style background. So we say order the status. If it is equal to 0, it means we're going to make the background to be color danger. S, if order the status is equal to 1, we'll make the background to be color success. S will make the background to be color warning. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's say small. Then let's just copy this and edit it here. So if it is equal to 0, we say cancelled. If it is equal to 1, we say success, that is delivered, and if it is not equal to 1, we say processing, which means it should be equal to 2. Order dot product price. All right, so let's see it. You see, this is how it looks like, but we need to add some styling to it. All right, so let's open the CSS. Let's write our style here. Color background secondary, and border radius 3. Others each one margin bottom should be 20 pixel. Then here our table font size 12 pixel, border collapse. We're going to collapse it so that they'll be joined together instead of separating. So table layout will be fixed so that the table will assume the width of its parent. It shouldn't be more than the width of its parent, no matter what happens, no matter the amount of data it contains. That's what the table layout does. It makes sure that the width of the table will always be the width of its parent. Table, table body, tr, and child odd. So we want to give different colors for the odd rows. You can play around with this. You can use even instead of odd to see the difference. So make it responsive. So at media max width 700 pixel, we're going to use M height now to display it now. And there is it. Look at it. So we need to do something in the app that's CSS. So here, let's select this, add R2, and let's change the grid template columns to 80 pixel auto, and let's align it to flex start. So this is it, and it is responsive. Let's check the responsiveness. See, it is very responsive. Well, now that we are done with this, I think the next step is to create the theme functionality. So let's create a new component called theme toggle. So this will help us to toggle between light and dark theme. So let's create the index.js. Let's create okay, let's create the component and import theme.css. So let's import it here within our dashboard wrapper, and let's include it immediately after search container. Alright, we can now go back and begin to create the components. So we need to import something here. Let's import okay, let's after the class name, let's import uh, toggle from React toggle, and let's add it here. So this will be expecting chipped, as a chipped, to be expecting chipped, and also it will be expecting on click, on change, and icon. So we'll use first for the icon because we don't want any icon on it. All right. So use media query. We're going to be using this to check for if the system supports dark theme or not. So prefers color scheme. So if it is dark, it will return true for us. All right. Else it will return false. So prefer dark. Let's create a state where we're going to be assigning this prefer dark. But first of all, let's create a storage key called, let's say, team. Let's assign team to it. So let's create the state. Let's say is dark, is dark, and set is dark. Use state. Let's get from the local storage whatever it get there. But then if this event fires and everything went fine, set is dark will be preferred dark. So you understand this is very essential. Let's just continue. Let's say it's dark here. So if it's dark, you do this. So we set this, the return s. I just copy this and paste it here. Oh no, there's an error here. So this is supposed to be dark. Why this is supposed to be light? So and here then we can say local storage set. Then we can then say JSON.stringify we pass through here, but over here we pass false. All right. So we can now go down and say it is dark here, and also on change events we are going to say set is dark event the target of change. So it says look at it here when it is checked to be that. But then let's import React toggle style. Need to import the style in order for it to get styled very well. So style.css, and let's check again. All right, look at it. So let's write some style for this. All right, to look good. Guys, this tutorial is almost coming to an end. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And if you have already done so, God bless you. And if you're about to do so, God bless you. Remember to subscribe to the channel and also like the video and make sure you comment so that the video will have lots of activity and YouTube will be able to recommend it to many people. All right. So I'll give you the box shadow, color primary, and look at it. See, all right. So, but if we refresh, you see when we're on dark theme, there's what we call color flash. It will first of all be white before it becomes dark. So to prevent that, let's go back to our code and do the thing. So you see it. So let's go to the index.html. First of all, let's come here. We're going to add a script here. So we're going to prevent that from happening. So yeah, so this is our storage key. The storage key here must be the same with the one we use inside our toggle. So that's why I copied it and pasted it. So we need to add this CSS code at the health tag. All right. So that's a data theme if it is equal to light. So we need to specify the refresh color, which is F1 like white smoke. But if it is dark, the refresh color somehow dark. Let's just write this color. All right. So even till now, it will still be refreshing with color flash until we add the code we're going to write right now. It will not stop. So let's write the code on document HTML. So this code we're writing now will make sure that when it is refreshing, if it is on dark mode, it will use dark color to refresh. If it is on light mode, it will use the white color to refresh or white smoke color to refresh, which was specified in the health tag we within our HTML here. All right. So let's see, prefer the dark query. So let's add this dark. This Windows. And local storage theme. All right, local storage theme will be equal to local storage gate storage key, and we pass in this. If local storage exists, local storage theme, if it is not equal to new, the value will be assigned to local storage exists. So let's say if local storage exists, then we assign it to local storage theme. Now we can now go to implement assigning it to our HTML tag. Let's see. Okay, so we can now set that matches as JSON dot string pass post. All right, so now let's refresh. You see, on dark mode, it uses dark color to refresh, and on light mode, it uses its color to refresh. So, guys, this is awesome. This is awesome, guys. And the application is very, very responsive. Let's do it very well. So, if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Click on that subscribe button right now. That is a way of saying thank you, guys. So, let's change the title of this page to sales management dashboard. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you. So this is it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Please comment and like the video. Bye.